Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of Think Business Live. Looking forward to talking with Tim Parkin. Tim, it's great to connect with you. We're going to talk about marketing, maximizing your marketing. Your company you're a consultant, you're an advisor, you're a speaker, an author who help successful companies maximize their marketing and achieve dramatic results. Let's talk. I love talking about marketing. If I go back 25 some years, I loved reading all of Jack Trout and Al Rice's work, and I just love talking about marketing and Seth Godin, etc. But let's talk about marketing today. You've got a weekly column. People can go to timparkin.com and join the 2,000 plus marketing leaders who trust your weekly advice. But let's talk about what marketing is today. As we're recording this on a live show, May 9th, 2022. What is marketing today in this post-COVID, still COVID, hybrid world? How do you market and keep someone's attention today?
Well, John, it's great to be here. It's great to chat with you. And you're absolutely right. It is getting harder by the minute to get people's attention, to keep their attention. You mentioned, before this recording about people have the attention span of a goldfish or even less now.
Less than a goldfish.
And now with TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all these things, we're just eroding that even more. If you watch someone, use TikTok and how fast they swipe, it's amazing. So in today's world, it's always been the case, but now it's even more important. You have to be bold. You have to be brave. You have to stand out. You can't be status quo. You can't be the same. People want something different. They want something unique. And they want something and someone who's not afraid to take a stand and be different.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a minute, because you're talking about being bold, being brave. I love the word bold. A lot of times I'll say to people, be bold, not boring. But you're talking about being bold, being brave, standing out. But there's also, we want clear messaging, right? And so there's a difference between being, I think, bold for the sake of being bold and bold that's on message. And so can you kind of talk about just kind of how to be bold, to be remembered, but on message, not just to be irreverent for the sake of being irreverent?
Absolutely. I mean, you see this at events, right? When people would say, sign up and enter my giveaway for an iPad. Well, you're a dentist office. I don't care about, the dentistry. I care about the iPad I'm going to hopefully win, so I'm not going to call you later. So you're absolutely right. There's a difference between getting people's attention and getting the right attention. And I think that's what you're underscoring here. You need to stand out from the noise because there's so much noise, but you have to do so in two aspects. One, by reaching the right people. And then, as you said, having a message that resonates with them. If you're saying something that you think is important, that doesn't matter. What only matters is what they think is important. And we see this so often from marketers and from marketing organizations. They come up with some clever tagline or slogan or whatever, and it doesn't mean something to the person they're trying to reach. So yes, you need to be bold and different. And I think of Taco Bell, Skittles, Richard Branson, and you mentioned some of the greats there, Al Reese, Jack Trout, positioning the battle for the mind. I mean, that goes way back. And still today, people haven't adopted that. But at the same time, clarity trumps everything. You have to be clear with what you're trying to say and what you really stand for.
But let's talk about that. What makes a clear message? Build the formula. I see in the back you've read a lot of books. I'm making the assumption you've read them.
Yes.
But what makes what's the formula for a clear message?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no formula. However, there are some tricks you can use. So first is to keep it simple. It has to be as simple as possible. I have to be able to tell my 3-year-old the message and for her to understand it. That's how simple your message has to be. The second litmus test is, can I repeat it? In other words, so often we see the successful messages, successful ideas can be spread. Seth Godin talks about this, but it has to be repeated. And when you write a great message, a great tagline, great copy, you've done well because your customers will tell other people the same exact words that you used. So it has to be repeatable, which goes back to point number one. It has to be simple. And then third, it has to be something that hooks into what they already know. Al Reese, Jack Trout talk about this. Positioning is about filling a spot in the mind that already exists. It's not about creating a new spot. It's hard to create something new that people don't know about. It's much easier for me to tell you, this is like Netflix. You already have an understanding of what Netflix is like. Now you know. So hooking into something, using a metaphor or analogy or a comparison is an incredible way to make a really powerful message.
Yeah, I love what you're talking about. One of the things as a business coach, I always talk about, making it simple enough for a kindergartner to a second grader, max. Like if you go above
Yes.
second grade, because there's something called, and you probably know about this, the curse of knowledge, right? And there's, in a scale from 1 to 10, if people explain it too much over to the 10, people zone out. People buy at a 2 or 3. I mean, you got to keep it simple. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So let me ask you this. So, marketing to drive sales. Let's talk about that, because I think a lot of times people will start a marketing campaign and they get something to a top of funnel, for example, and then they expect immediate sales. Well, it's a process. And so talk a little bit about the process and the patience of how many times somebody needs to see a marketing message to actually buy.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought here. One is that, why can't I just put a message out there and have people buy, right? And there is a small segment of the market who is ready to buy. That if you reach them, they will buy. So it is possible, but the majority of people, as you said, are not ready to buy. And marketing is not so much about selling as it is creating a change in people's mind, their perception, and their belief value set to say, I'm open now to this idea, and maybe I do need that. And so if you think about a lot of direct response, that's more sales than it is marketing, although it can work, from a marketing perspective. Like I said, there is a segment of people ready to buy, but marketing is about changing the way people think. It's about understanding their decision-making process, tapping into that, and then being that little angel on their shoulder to say, hey, you know what? You should look over here. You should think about this. You should consider it differently. And that's what great marketing really does. And if you
Yeah.
look back at some of the great campaigns, Steve Jobs, Apple, 1984, even the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC, it tapped into a conversation we were already having. And then it just pointed us in the right direction and said, maybe you should consider a Mac.
Yeah.
Maybe you should not just stick with a PC.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. So how, I'm a big believer as a business coach. I love talking to business people. I work with successful people who are stuck. I get them unstuck. I love having guests like you on the show and many others who get people unstuck with your ideas and your thoughts. But success is never a straight line. So, give me the 1-minute version, give the Think community the 1-minute version of how you got to where you are today with your business.
It's been a wild ride. I started out in programming. I was doing software development for web applications, video games, military simulation. And in doing that, I was helping build products. And I realized they don't have a technical problem or a product problem. They have a marketing problem. We're building things that no one understands, that no one wants to use. And that's what led me into marketing now. And I help my clients understand their customers better, help build their teams to be effective so we can reach people and communicate in a way that will actually resonate and turn into sales and results.
Yeah, I love it. So a lot of times when the pandemic hit, I saw a lot of companies limit or scratch their marketing budgets. I was a big advocate for now it's time to actually double, if not more, your marketing budget. But sometimes I see that marketing is sometimes the first thing to go when it should be, in my opinion, one of the first things to grow. And so,
Absolutely.
what piece of advice do you give people on the importance of consistency and growing and really spending time and energy on marketing?
Well, John, that's exactly why more people need to listen to you and need your help because and that's the right response is that
Yeah,
when times are bad, when it seems like everything is going down the toilet, you need to invest more. You need to
yeah,
focus more on your marketing. I mean, that's the lifeblood of your business. That's the engine that drives everything. And so, absolutely, whether times are good or bad, marketing drives everything. And so you have to be investing in marketing. And also, a lot of companies that struggled, as you said, cut back, and that just fueled things even more. It just spiraled
yeah,
them down even more. But if you want to stand out, if you want to make a difference, as I said, that takes marketing. And
yeah,
marketing is a long-term game, like you were talking about. And so cutting out now means that in a year, in 18 months, you're going to be feeling the effects of that. So it
yeah,
may be at savings now, but long term, it's going to have a huge impact. So you really have to make sure that you're consistent. Consistency is so paramount in everything in life, right?
yeah, 100%.
Business, life,
Absolutely.
marketing, you have to be consistent.
Yeah, no, amen. All right, quick speed round for you, Tim. Of all the books behind you, or maybe others, what's your favorite book and why?
Do It Tomorrow and Other Secrets of Time Management by Mark Forster. One of the greatest books ever written on time management. It begins with a quote that to complain about a lack of time is like a fish in the sea complaining about a lack of water.
Yeah,
Read it.
I love it. I love it. All right, best piece of wisdom you've. I love time management. I don't know of that book, and I teach a lot of time management keynotes because of time management that I've created, a system that I've created.
That's awesome.
So I'll check this book out. Thank you for that.
Please.
I'm wondering if I did read it. I can't remember, but I'm going to check it out regardless. Best piece of wisdom you've ever received.
Question everything. Trust but verify. It's saved me so many times, and it's helped me out in countless ways.
Yeah, trust. That's a great one. Define yourself in one word.
Maximizer.
Strength finder.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
I'll
You
tell you
recognize
mine.
it.
Afterwards, I'll tell you what my I'm a high maximizer too. All right.
Nice.
Last question. Finish the sentence. One thing every person, every company needs to do to grow their marketing is
Invest in their people.
okay. Good. Tell people how they can connect with you, learn more about you, and get to know you even further.
TimParkin.com. That's Parkin. Find me on LinkedIn, Tim Parkin. Would love to connect and chat about marketing and life and everything.
All right, Tim, I appreciate your time, your wisdom. Thank you so much. Think community. Marketing is one of the greatest things that you can do on a consistent basis to grow your business. As a business coach, I'm always talking to clients, whether it's small, medium, large, or fortune companies, on how to get people not only in the door, but also keep them coming back. And retention is so important. There's so many options out there. We need to be clear with our messaging and give people a reason to come back. So, Tim, I appreciate your wisdom in sharing all of that today. Think community, thanks so much. You can learn more about Tim at timparkins.com. It's right, timparkin.com.
TimParkin.com. That's right.
Timparkin.com. And thanks, everybody. Have an awesome day. Tim, thanks. That was great. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, John.